Hello and welcome to another episode of the ongoing Meet Local Girls series. If you're new to the channel, then firstly it's odd you're starting on part 4, but Meet Local Girls is a term often used in clickbait. And in these videos we look at some of the techniques employed by scammers and hackers in order to extort money or take control of our mobile devices. The aim is to convince the mark, which in this case is me, that they are an attractive young lady whom, although they've never met me, wants to get on an aeroplane and fly halfway around the world just to have a go on my gentleman sausage. Either that, or they leave links to bogus cam sites, sex sites and WhatsApp groups where if I followed the link they could hack my phone. If you cast your mind back about 15 years to the endless cycle of online pornography and computer viruses, this is the updated version. But something has changed in the last 6 weeks or so, because the truly terrible attempts at using the English language have all but disappeared. And rather than flooding us with Facebook requests, they are bombarding Messenger. So today, first of all, we'll go through some of these messages and people trying to add me on Facebook. And then we'll see what happened when I started messaging back. Welcome to Meet Local Girls Part 4. So let's begin with the first message. Union flag heart emoji. Some people call the British flag the Union Jack. It's only the Union Jack when being flown from the jackmast of a ship. But anyway, let's go on a sex date with me. Honey, I'm horny. And that's been sent by Arthur. It's nice to know that the people trying to con us out of our hard-earned money are at least being more inclusive. Maybe they're guessing I'm a closeted homosexual trapped in a loveless marriage and they can tempt me out with the prospect of some light sodomy. Next is this. Hi, look, I'm not wearing clothes here. I need a man to go with me. Meet me here, bikini water Union flag emojis. I'm not wearing clothes, but I have no idea what this person's meant to look like. There's no profile picture. She could be a proper double bagger. Just to clarify, a double bagger is a British term meaning a woman so ugly that to have sex with her you'd have to put a paper bag over her head and then put another bag over your head in case hers fell off. Next we have Togok. That's a name I assume was made by just punching the keyboard while smoking laundry detergent. If you want to connect with me or date me, then check out my profile and we can sex fuck. What the hell is sex fucking? I know that making love is that thing that women do when men are shagging them. Next we have various emojis. Hello, more emojis. I'm single. Do you want to fuck me? Well, given that this person is using the name Facebook user, probably not. That's 2 out of 10 for effort from the cyber criminals. Find a naughty girl near you, webcam sex and online sex dating. Enjoy with me. That's also Facebook user. Then we have exactly the same message about webcam sex and online sex dating, but this person is called Lucia Blogdet, so at least they let the cat walk over the keyboard to create a name. But crucially, I wasn't sent this message. This went to a mate of mine called Ben from the band Wolves in Alcatraz, and he forwarded it to me. That's an insight into my life. My phone is crammed full of stuff where people think, here's some weird shit, let's send it to Dan. Then we come to Angelica Simonetta, who simply writes, call sex with me. So we're going to a deserted field and just shouting sex at one another? And although there's a profile picture, she's covering her face with her phone. Could be another double bagger. Then we have this young lady. Or as I like to think of her, nice tits, it's a shame that she's ginger. Of course that's a joke, there are attractive redheads. Jessica Chastain is stunning, but she writes, I'm naked. I want to have a strong man who can accompany me to bed. But why does she need a strong man? I think there's 2 possibilities. Either you'd turn up at her house and she'd have a flat-packed wardrobe she needs putting together, or she's one of those strange women who's got a thin face, but underneath her cleavage, she's a proper big lass. And she needs a strong man because to get her legs apart, he'd have to get in there with a scissor jack and then hold the fat back with railway sleepers whilst he went hunting for her vag. Hashtag feminism. Then I had this person try and add me. Classy looking girl, but I can't read what I've written for her name, but she sent this picture with the accompanying text. I groped and squeezed my breasts until I felt horny. Well, if you want to finger blast yourself, love, I'm not stopping you. Although it is worth pointing out, you're not holding your breasts, that's your hair. Facebook user is back. Dating site, naughty girls and beautiful sluts. There's one around your place. Sadly, I'm not at my place at the moment, I'm out walking. However, Mrs. Disgruntled is at our place, and if a horny slut tries to get in, she'll have to go through my wife. She's from Belfast, she doesn't take shit from anyone. Then came Solo So from Beijing, who asked, "Hi, are you an Amazon reviewer?" So I replied, I said no, and she said, "Do you want to lick my clit?" Now I know you can get pretty much everything off Amazon, but I wasn't aware they branched out into supplying Asian prostitutes. Then a lady called Rick tried to add me. Rick, not an overly convincing name. I have lived alone for a long time. Every night I play with my finger. Oh. Babe, the pauses are in the text. I'm aware that my voice doesn't carry the necessary eroticism. But it just says she plays with her finger. She could have it up her chuff, or she could be picking her earwax. So what happens when you try and engage one of these con artists in conversation? On Facebook, someone called Kimmy Kate tried to add me, and I'm fairly certain it won't be a woman. But I messaged her and said, "How do we know each other?" Her reply was, "Just do, lol." I'm not convinced that the words "just do" merit laughing out loud. But she asked where I was from. I said I was from the UK. She said she was from LA, and thus the dance began. She explained she had to add me because I look so handsome on my profile picture, and that's a nice compliment. And here is my profile picture, a middle-aged man being an absolute dick. She then asked if I was single and other questions of that ilk, so I said I was 42, recently divorced, no children. She said she was 32, never married, no children. How convenient. I said I was looking for a serious relationship, and bingo, she's looking for the same. And I was typing this whilst laying in bed on a Saturday morning next to Mrs. Disgruntled, who by this point was rolling her eyes wondering what the fuck had happened in her life that she'd ended up married to this prat. It's worth noting, in these types of conversations, the con artist won't actually be saying much, and I think that's for two reasons. Firstly, it allows the mark to project their fantasies onto this supposed woman, and secondly, they've probably got 12 conversations on the go at once, and they're not paying that much attention. They just want the mark to keep talking. And I could tell she wasn't paying attention, because when she asked what I do for a living, I said I'm a lion tamer and part-time astronaut. And when I asked what she does for a living, she replied, "Am tattoo artists," even though in none of the photos does she have any visible tattoos. She then asked if I'd done online dating before, so she moves fast, although she's probably worried that another young filly will be quick to snap up the bald bearded bloke fucking about on the swings. So there was a bit more toing and froing, and then 16 minutes into the chat, Kimmy announced, "I love you and I want to be with you always." Then added, "To show how much to be with me want you will, watch my video." And the title of this video, which is obviously linked to a scam website, is "Lisa Loves Sucking Cock." Now, aside that she's forgotten her name's Kimmy, if I were looking for a serious relationship, I doubt the first thing I'd want to see my new girlfriend doing would be sucking another bloke off. And it's not like I could forward that video to my parents. Over on Instagram, I received a message from a lady called Julie. Here are a selection of her photos, so I was somewhat suspicious. But pleasantries were exchanged. We established that she's from New York, obviously I'm in England. And then without warning, she said, "If you're feeling horny, I'll help you jerk off." And I thought she must have long arms to do that from America. But then she wrote that for $50 she'd do me a half-hour show. And then the penny dropped. She's a cam girl. So what followed was a very awkward conversation with me explaining I thought she was a con artist rather than a sex worker. But she was persistent, offering me a discount on her OnlyFans. Now Mrs. Disgruntled had only just gone to bed, as if I was meant to shout up the stairs, "I'm just going to set up a direct debit so this American tart can send me pictures of her tits. After that I'll put the bins out." And finally, for the people pretending to be attractive young women, how long can they go before getting frustrated and demanding money? Well, the one I was talking to lasted 2 weeks. So this is Emily. Of course, the person I was conversing with isn't the young lady in the photos. It was probably a fat Russian sitting in a basement. So Emily messaged me, and surprise, surprise, she's from America and she's single. She asked "Can I see your beautiful picture?" And I had no fucking idea what she was on about. I've got some nice watercolours I'd bought in Italy, but they didn't seem relevant. And then I realised she meant a photograph. So I took one of me looking rough as fuck, something that's not hard for me to achieve. And from there on in, it transpired that English isn't Emily's first accent. Now there's nothing wrong with that, unless you're pretending to be a blonde American. What followed was an epic sob story. Her parents had died when she was still a child. She'd been trapped in an abusive relationship and she found herself alone, unable to love and unable to trust. Until apparently this ugly bastard turned up in her life. So for 2 weeks, every time she mentioned money, I would skirt around it, but I did have some fun. Such as asking, "What time is it?" knowing that at the other end, someone is frantically Googling the time in Virginia. And on one Sunday, I said I'd just got home from church and asked her for her favourite Bible passage. So she sent me this from Corinthians, followed by this photograph. What a nice innocent Catholic girl. Then last week, Emily sent a message saying, "I have a surprise for you, it's my birthday." And I thought, how the fuck is that a surprise for me? And then she asked, what will be my birthday gift? And I thought, I've dragged it out long enough, I've had my fun. So I replied, "Can I send you some money?" And instantly there was a link to a cash transfer site and instructions to send a screenshot once the money had been transferred. So I came clean. I said I won't be sending any money, I know you're a con artist, and I've screen grabbed our entire conversation. And just like that, my darling Emily was gone forever. So I'll have to call Arthur and see if he wants to give me a damn good rogering. That's the end of Meet Local Girls Part 4. Thanks for watching.